Look at me! Smile! My name is Salmon, like the fish.
Okay, shipmate, take it away. This is the turning point in both the book and the movie. Although this scene may not be the best representation that the book itself had, it still does go along the same lines of the time where Mr. Harvey is about to commit murder and rape Susie Salmon.
Be polite. That's another rule. It's warm in here. I'm warm. Are you warm? You can take your coat off if you want. Very pretty, Susie.
Thanks.
Do you have a boyfriend? Oh, I knew it. See, I knew you weren't like those other girls. I knew that.
Mr. Harvey?
It's nice down here, isn't it? Special down here, right?
Yes. It is. It's very special. I have to go.
I don't want you to leave. I'm not gonna hurt you, Susie.
Directed by Peter Jackson, The Lovely Bones is based on the best-selling novel by Alice Sebold and tells the compelling story of Susie Salmon, Saoirse Ronan, a 14-year-old girl in suburban 1970s Pennsylvania who is raped and murdered on her walk home from school. Susie's body is never found, thus finding herself trapped in the in-between, haunted by the man who ended her life. Susie must now face her fate as she sits in her own perfect world in heaven, watching her family, her father Jack, Mark Wahlberg, her mother Abigail, Rachel Weisz, and her grandmother Susan Sarandon, fall apart in dealing with her despair. The Lovely Bones is a chilling story, but it's also an uplifting tale of acceptance and redemption. Sebold's book is a classic, and this adaptation has quite drastically split audiences. Personally, while I don't think the film is a great adaptation, it's still one of my favorites. While the book begins with Susie narrating from heaven, the film adaptation spends more time with Susie on Earth, putting more of a focus on her life before it was taken away from her, as she narrates over the top. Because of this, we see much more of Susie's relationship with her family as they try to cope with their loss. This family dynamic is strong throughout the whole film, as we feel their love for Susie, but also every inch of their heart-wrenching pain for her death. Although the story is based on such an upsetting subject, and the film is still quite painful to watch at times, it misses out on many of the important scenes in the book, including Susie's rape, the murder itself, and the dismembering of her body, her funeral, her mother's affair, and her father's heart attack. If you haven't read the book before, then you might think that the movie does the book justice, but in relation to the book, the amount that the adaptation misses out on is almost unforgivable. That being said, the film does emanate the same emotion that Sebold creates with her writing, and alongside the amazing visual effects of the film, which complement the scenes of Susie's heaven described in the book stunningly. It does have a similar effect, and many of the less prominent scenes appear on screen just as I had read them. In the following scene, it is shown that this is when Jack Salmon realizes that Mr. Harvey is the one who is responsible for his daughter's death. Throughout the entirety of both the book and the movie, the scene's by far the best representation in the book that fully respects the aspects of the same scene in Sebold's book.
Mr. Salmon. Hi.
What is that?
Oh, this is a project I'm working on.
You're a hunter?
Ducks.
It's a blind, right?
Yeah.
So those things really work?
Oh, yeah. It's all about concealment. The art of concealment. And patience. Takes a lot of patience. Sit for hours on end in the dark. I'm an outdoorsman. Always have been. Mr. Salmon? I never got a chance to tell you how sorry I am about your loss.
Through the theory developed by philosopher Carl Jung,
Oh, no, that's all right. Really,
he discusses 3 levels of psyche: conscious, personal unconscious, and collective unconscious. The Lovely Bones, written by American author Alice Sebold, dives deeply into the dark psyche of the antagonist, Mr. Harvey. Through archetypes explored by Carl Jung, such as persona, anima, shadow, it is evident that Mr. Harvey is in a critical and dangerous mental state. Mr. Harvey switches between many personas. He neglects his anima and represses his shadow, which are all contributing factors to his troubling psych state. This is displayed throughout the entirety of the movie and is focused on in the book.
I think it's time for you to go home now, Mr. Salmon. Go on home. I'm sorry. I can't help you.
This scene is the last and final good adaptation of the book that resembles the time in which Susie reconnects with all of the other victims of Mr. Harvey. These girls, all different ethnicities, all different races that were scattered throughout the globe, are the last remaining victims of Mr. Harvey. She meets with them after helping everyone in the real world that is alive find out that he is the murderer.
I like to listen to the sounds. Have you seen Holly? Did she tell you about this place? Yes. Then you must be ready. I'm Flora Hernandez. The others will be here soon.
On the floating ship's oceans, I did all my said to me, let me hold you. Here I am, waiting to hold you. Did I dream? You dreamed about me. Were you here when I was falling for your sake? Touch me not, come back tomorrow.